Hello and welcome everybody to Love All Green's growing plot. I've got a little bit of a confession to make today. I've virtually filmed nothing even though it's upload day, well the day that I normally upload, because I didn't really go up to the allotment last week. We have had rain, we have had a good amount of rain actually, which I've been really glad of. It has been windy as well, which had me on tenterhooks with the polytunnel, but it's still standing and it's fine, so that's good. I visited my friend Sharon, whose channel is Grow Veg With Me. She lives just around the corner from me, so we did a little bit of a plant swap. I got the better deal, to be honest, because she's only got a certain amount of room, so she only wanted one plant off me, but she gave me four plants. So thanks again, Sharon. They're doing okay. Yeah, so on the last video I did promise you that I'd show you what I'd sown as a succession sowing. Okay, so I just germinated these in tissue paper under my fish tank lid because it's a tropical fish tank. There's warmth in there and things germinate like super fast, so I thought I'd just show you and maybe give you a little look around, see what's doing good in here. I've got two cardigans on today because it is it's 15 degrees, but because it's been so warm over the last few months, I actually feel a bit cold even at 15 degrees. So I was getting used to those 20 odd degrees. So yeah, I don't know if to do a quick garden tour. I'll have a think, but I need to really open the door. I've had the door shut, the polytunnel, but I need to let the pollinators come in because a lot of the chili plants have got the flowers now as well, and I don't want to be going around with a little paintbrush with everything, to be honest. I think a lot of the things have been pollinated. There have been bees in here when it was still good weather, but yeah, I'm not sure what to do actually because I don't want it to get cold in here. I'll have to check the temperature, what it is outside. Anyway, I'm waffling, aren't I? So yeah, anyway, I've not been up to the allotment as such. I thought I'll give myself a Saturday off as well because it was nice to go and see my mother-in-law for once and go with my husband to see her. And I did just nip up actually, and I found a good little strawberry harvest, which I'll show you now. And as well, there were some of the things that I planted out last time that I was up. I put polythene sheeting over, and because it had rained, the weight of the rain was squashing them, so I was able to just tip that off and make sure that it wouldn't collect again, and just tip the fish tank water on them because obviously they weren't getting any rain under there. But I put the covers back on because of the pigeons, because I've no netting left to put over them, so I did that. Anyway, yeah, so I'll show you what I've sown. So some things I have germinated as a succession sow, but some things I've germinated for the first time. So the cauliflower all year, I've already got some of them up at the allotment. Rocket and basil, they're a first sowing. Swedes, they're also a first sowing, but I believe they go through winter, so that's why I've done them now. Cabbage Offenham. Can't remember where my line is, but it'll become obvious which are cabbages and which are the snowball turnips that are on the other side of this. I think I did half and half. Maybe I think that's my line, maybe there. In this one, I've got green broccoli. I did some spring onions and rudbeckia in there. They have germinated, they hadn't sprouted much though, so that's why they're still underneath the soil. Mixed herbs have germinated for the first time. I did some more sunflower seeds, which are these. I had 4 apple pips that had germinated, so I actually stratified those for about 3 months actually in the fridge, and then I put them in the warm, and 4 of them had sprouted. I've also put some of the suckers off the tomatoes in this, and I think some of them are rooted already, to be honest. So I don't know why I'm doing extra tomato plants. I've nowhere to put them though, but there's that. Yeah, I've not left myself much room in here again. It kind of looks like just chaos in here, but it is organised chaos. I do just move things to get to what I need to at the minute, but a couple of things that have really sprouted really fast all of a sudden is the chard that I'd planted in between the melons and the pumpkin there. Now these are chard bright lights, but they've all just come up with the stems just green. They're the exact same thing as I'd sown last year, and they did all come up yellow and red. So I don't know if there's a reason for that they've come up with the stems just green, but I don't think it'll matter with the taste anyway. But I think I'll probably harvest some of the leaves on that later. Yeah, so everything's doing good. The melon on this side really is getting a good hold of that mesh now, and he's reached the top of that. So I'll just train him further up to somewhere. Those tomatoes, I think they are slightly changing to a more pleasing green colour on the top. I don't know, I think they may be having a little bit of a turnaround, especially this one on the end, because hopefully the soil is drying out a little bit. If you watched my last video, you'll have seen me say that I had to rip holes at the bottom because they were sitting in water at the bottom, I think. And I have very excitingly found, I've got a little tomato starting there. Can you see it? Just there on that one. And there's another one. Little tomatoes. And I think there's one on this tumbling tom as well. Where did I see it? Yeah, there's one. Just there. One thing of note is, I mean, these are 2 sunflowers in with the Jerusalem artichoke. There's 2 tubers in there, but one of them had started to rot. So actually any holes in, yeah, there's holes in the bottom of the pot. So I mean, they're supposed to be the easiest thing to grow, but I beg to differ. Maybe that's what happened to the ones on the plot last year. Maybe most of it just rotted off because it was a very wet year. So I've obviously just overwatered this. I mean, that one's still okay, I think. I think I will include in this video actually just an update on the Atlantic giant pumpkin. So this is my biggest one here. You probably can't make it out because it's just a mass of green in here. Right, so I'll give it a little measure for you. So, and that one actually that's planted in the border there, I think that one might be catching up a bit because the leaves look even bigger or just the same as that one. And there is one planted outside as well, and one still in a pot. Right, I'll just put you down somewhere on my tripod. Right, and I'll get my tape measure out. So, he's actually got like a, I don't want to snap it, a little fruit behind that flower that hasn't opened yet. And because it's been dull on and off for the last couple of days, everything seems to have slowed down just that little bit. All the flowers have just refrained from opening. Apart from the chilies, they're just doing their own thing. I'll try and measure it best I can. So if I take it from the soil, so I could do with really my dressmakers dressmaker's measure. Right. So if I take it to the very tip, it says 45-inch long. If I measure the biggest leaf, which I would say is this one, from the base to the tip, so that's almost 10-inch, that leaf. So I think this is looking like the favourite, to be honest. Let me just measure the biggest leaf on that other one that's planted in the bed. He's not as long, I don't think. Can't even see the end because this tomato plant's no, I'd say he's only half to 3/4 as long as that one. But two of the leaves in that one and the border, two of its leaves are actually 10.5 inch, so that's doing well. The one in the pot I won't even bother measuring for you, to be honest. So that one, I don't know if to plant him out or put him in a bigger pot. Let's check the bottom of the pot. Oh, I don't want to snap. Right, so he is getting roots coming out the bottom. Right, I need to make a decision then on him. Anyway, let's go and look at the smaller one outside. And this is one of the other Atlantic giant pumpkins. So he actually seems like he's happy there. Right, under here I've put Sharon's Alice's Dream tomato plant. Now I decided that he was getting a little bit too much rain, so I just put this on him temporarily. Now his leaves were like a bit purpley green. I'll show you what he was like now. So actually, looking back at this footage, I still can't decide whether it looks better. It's only a couple of days difference really, maybe 3 days at the most. I don't know, is it just in my head? I did run it through the Picture This app, which identifies if a plant is sick, and interestingly it didn't say anything about the stem but just about one dried leaf. So that was the other day, and he does seem to be getting lighter green slowly, but I don't know if that's just in my head. I'll have to check back. I wish I'd taken a picture when Sharon first gave me it. Yeah, but it seems okay. I'm just worried about blight in being planted outside, but just in case he had any fungal disease, I didn't want to put him in the polytunnel with mine. Oh, I'm standing on the giant Atlantic. Sorry, mate. There you go. So let's feed the birds while I'm here. I just did my own little concoction because they didn't have my usual robin mix, so I just mixed something myself. So just got like mealworms, deshelled sunflower seeds, and some, suet pieces. And there is some old budgie seed that I'd found, but they don't seem to like the budgie seed. I don't know if it's because they can't take the husk off because of the beaks, because obviously a budgie has got a hooked beak. But I thought they might have been alright because there's something similar in the seed mix, but it all appears to still be here on the bird table. None of the little birds have touched it. And I just put some little bits of strawberry on as well. I can hear them getting excited somewhere. I think they're in that tree. Oh, they've gone. They're waiting for me to bog off, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there. I don't know when I'll next be up the allotment. Got a little bit of a busy week this week. I can tell you about that next time though, so anyway. Bye, see you next time.